So have you gone through started with the textbooks? Some chapters. And gone through the first law. What is the first law? Present geomorphic processes that operate today have operated in the past, but not with the same intensity. So we have written some of the positive points, some of the negative points. Question अगर आता है critically analyze, the answer is same. Question अगर आता है elaborate, the answer is same. What will going to fetch you mark is more and more of the examples and the case studies. So examples, 3 examples and the diagrams. Now the second law of the geomorphology is what is the famous concept of the Davis. That is, the landform is an outcome of structure, process and time. So Davis had given this famous formula, that is any landform is an outcome of, you can go from here, any landform is an outcome of structure, process and the time. Now when the Davis said any landform is an outcome of structure, process and time, he had given the most importance to the time. Time matlab, this is again an example of Darwin, कि as the landform evolved over the period, landform passed through 3 stages of youth, mature and old age. Youthful stage mein the height of the relief features was greater, endogenetic forces dominated. In the youthful stage, Davis said that initially the landform is uplifted. I'll take an example, कि this is a flat landform. Initially this landform will get uplifted. This is a flat, it will get uplifted. Upliftment कौन से force से होता है? From the forces that operate below the surface of the earth, that is the endogenetic. Then he said the endogenetic processes stop operating. And after the endogenetic processes stop operating, exogenetic forces will operate and they will result into youthful stage में पहले down cutting होगा, फिर landform flat बनेगा and ultimately in the old age the landform will become very very flat. So he said time, मतलब जितना older the landform it will be very very flat. We mostly agree with it except some of the facts. The fact is, no need of writing anything, we'll write it in proper way. The fact is the Himalaya youthful mountain? Right? Is the height of the Himalayas increasing every day? Yes. Is the Himalaya getting eroded? Yes. So endogenetic forces and exogenetic forces, are they acting at the same time in Himalayas? Yes. Where was Davis wrong? Davis was wrong कि endogenetic forces पहले होंगे, फिर वो stop हो जाएंगे and then there will be the down cutting of the landform. Fine. Second aspect of the Davis was structure क्या है, process क्या है. Today you will understand this. So what do you mean by structure? What is the meaning of the word structure in general English? Shape, size. So in geography, structure का मतलब whether it is a mountain, whether it is a flat plateau. What is the relief? Whether the steepness is greater, whether the steepness is lesser. The landform which is made, कि ये भी structure में आता है, कि whether it is made up of plastic, that is whether it is made up of hard minerals, whether it is made up of soft minerals, whether the minerals can be eroded easily by water or are they tough to water. For example, limestone, one of our favorite minerals. We'll take numerous examples of limestone. Limestone is a very very strong rock in dry climatic conditions. But once it is exposed to water, limestone contains calcium and carbon. This carbon reacts with the water and it forms an acid which is known as carbonic acid and it destroys the limestone. Fine? For example, chalk. Chalk is also a kind of a rock. Corals are kind of a rock. Basalt is a kind of a rock. Granite is a kind of a rock. Jitna tough rock, tiles is also made up of certain rock. And this tiles, ये अभी synthetic process है. इसके ऊपर plastic की covering है. वैसे ये rock है, ये shine क्यों हो रहा है? Because there is a plastic का covering on it which is known as melamine. There is an melamine का covering on it which makes it tougher. So ये सब किस में आता है? Structure में. Whether it is compacted, whether the rock is very compact like this or whether the rock is full of joints. The rock which is full of joints, इसमें gaps होती है. And through these gaps water can go inside the rocks and it can break the rocks. So this will come in the in known as structure. This has been your last year's question only, and this has been your question at least 3 to 4 times in the mains examination. Landform is an outcome of structure, process and time. Second is what is the process. अब ये लैंड प्रोसेस, कल मैंने कहा कि प्रोसेस मीन्स ओनली एंडोजेनेटिक एक्सोजेनेटिक, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. प्रोसेस मीन्स ऑल द थिंग्स, all the processes, they can be either endogenetic, which is coming from inside the earth, ki upliftment, folding, faulting, yesterday we have seen continental drift, or they can be glaciers, they can be winds, they can be even the human beings by which the landform is being shaped. And time, matlab stage, time is not that important. So you should know, सबसे पहले आगे जाके आंसर्स लिखने के लिए which rocks will be tougher, which rocks will be weaker. You should know आगे जाके आंसर लिखने के लिए which processes are there, and we have seen endogenetic and exogenetic processes. Is weathering a part of process? Yes. Is erosion a part of process? Yes. Is folding a part of process? Yes. Is faulting a part of process? So this all comes in processes. And lastly is the time. Yesterday we saw there was Davis gave this theory. Davisian school है, many follow this school, but his problem was he gave too much importance to time. सबसे ज़्यादा importance देना चाहिए था इसने structure and process को, उसने बाद में mistake की कि नहीं, time is the most important factor. Fine. According to Davis, each and every landform over the period of time will be made flat. He is right over in that, but उसका mistake था कि it will take a certain amount of time. ऐसा possible नहीं है world में. Secondly, his mistake was endogenetic forces operate for a sudden short moment, means suddenly there is an upliftment of Himalayas and फिर generations the Himalayas will be reduced in height. How did Himalayas come up according to Davis? Very sudden. ऐसा नहीं होता. Once the endogenetic forces and exogenetic forces operate simultaneously. Who said this? This was said by Penck. Yesterday I told you, Penck opposed Davis. Penck opposed Davis because of this. But is Davis right? मतलब ये statement जब आता है तो you have to critically analyze Davis. Is this right? Was Davis right? Yes, Davis was right in certain extent. Davis was right कि yes, these three play an important role, but only problem of Davis is too much importance to time. क्योंकि टाइम नहीं है वर्ल्ड के पास इतना. अकॉर्डिंग टू डेविस, अगर हिमालयास को रिड्यूस करना है, इफ यू वांट टू रिड्यूस द हिमालयास, दे विल take sufficient number of time, means it will require millions of years. But problem is continental drift, plate tectonics makes sure that the mountains or the continents are not at the same place. They just keep on moving from one place to another for the millions of years. Means after 1 lakh years, we have seen yesterday in the animation, India will be not at the same position. So where is the time? Getting it? The only difference is in our understanding, हमारे लिए time is a day, वहाँ के लिए time is 1 day is equal to 1 lakh years. So 1 lakh years का time नहीं है landforms के पास. Landforms will be created and destroyed within a certain amount of period, and this was told by Penck. So whenever this question comes, you have to mention Davis. Whenever present is past comes, you have to mention Hutton. Fine. And when you mention Davis, you have to criticize Davis in your conclusion that no, Penck was also right, because Penck was the person who said that endogenetic and exogenetic forces operate simultaneously. But why don't we study Penck? Why so many followers of Davis and so not so many followers of Penck, even though Davis is bit wrong and Penck is bit right? Because जो right है वो complex है, and nobody likes complex things. So people don't follow Penck, people follow Davis. जैसे right is Thornwright, but Thornwright made geography statistics. So nobody follows Thornwright, 128 types of climate. People follow Köppen, 5 types of climate in the world. Fine. So nobody likes complexities because geographers are different from. सिर्फ एक ही स्कूल है ज्योग्राफी में जो खुश होती है, which gets very happy when something complex comes. Systems analysis and quantitative revolution wala school, because they are having computers. They are not going to make theory. Otherwise, we don't. So geographers, students, etc. don't like Penck. We all will like Davis. UPSC, 1 year Davis, next year Penck. 1 year Davis, एक question 100% है, Davis, Penck. Fine? So, we'll take the second. Is, सबसे पहले, rather than taking I'll directly give you a question because this will come in the form of question. It will be short note only, not never for 15 marks or 20 marks, maximum 10 marks. No, uniformitism. Time, na? Too much importance to time. Time matlab uniformitism. Only first stage. Only first stage. Catastrophism कहता था creation and destruction very fast. Lewis says only first stage is very fast. Now, what do you mean by order of the landforms? What do you mean by hierarchy of the landforms? Hierarchy, what is there? Primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now, for making geography as a scientific subject, many people started simplifying geography. And when they started simplifying geography, one was Salisbury who established the hierarchical order of the landform. Primary landform, he called them as the first order landform. Secondary landform means second order landform, and tertiary landform means third order landform. First order landform, one which were originally created. Second order, which were created by the modification of the first order landform. Primary industries, which directly take from the nature. Secondary industries, which are based on the processing of primary products. And tertiary, totally different. Tertiary landforms are the small local landforms which were created after the breaking of the second order landform. ये है सैलिसबरी का concept. Continent किस में आएगा? First order. Mountains, valleys, second order. And small hills or rocks, third order. Fine? So, take down. The search for geography, introduction. The search for geography as a systematic science resulted into simplification which in geomorphology was done by Salisbury. Salisbury classified the landforms into, first point, relief features of first order. ये कभी कभी प्रीलिम्स में पूछता है. This is given in your NCERT too. Relief features of first order. This includes two major features, continental platforms and ocean basins. Remember, not oceans. Continents, mountains, hills, plateaus, plains. उसके बाद oceanic crust, जिसके ऊपर there will be mountains, etc. So we will call this as the ocean basins. जो oceanic crust है उसको, the land which is below the oceans. Can I continue? The first order relief features. The first order relief features are stable in the geological history of the earth, are stable on the geological history of the earth, though there are some small scale changes. Though there are some small scale changes in their forms, boundaries, forms मतलब shapes, boundaries, and geographical location. लोकेशन, इसका मतलब ये है continents and ocean basins are stable. For example, Himalayas are rising, not entire India is rising. Fine. So if we consider India as a first order relief feature, mountains will be second order relief feature. India stable है, but हाँ उसका what is changing is the location of India is changing. Once upon a time India was near the equator, then India came near the present day position. In the future India will go at some other position, but if you see the animation yesterday, shape more or less India has retained is the same. Little bit change in the boundary has occurred of India, but India is same with Asia. Continents are more or less the same, they may join. So what if they join, what will change there? Boundaries will change. When the two continents will collide, only the effects will be seen at the boundaries, not across the entire continents. Getting it? Everyone? For example, if the two long buses are colliding head on, will the entire bus be deformed? Yeah, maximum impact will be seen only at the head. So imagine two continents are colliding. After colliding, the mountains will be formed due to the folds only along the edges. So we have written only along the boundaries. So changes in the forms, boundaries and the location. Understand this small aspects. Then for notes you won't have to mug up. You can write in your own language. Fine. You have to understand the small aspects. What does this statements mean? Location, etc. Ocean ka crust has been more or less same. The only thing is, once upon a time there was only one ocean, Panthalassa. Then became Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean over there, and after 250 million years later, we have seen yesterday in the animation, there will be again only one ocean. But oceanic crust will be there only. Land will be there. Only shapes will change. So these are the first order relief features. Getting it? Do we have an example of first order relief feature in India? Only in India? Peninsular India is a first order relief feature. Peninsular India, one of the flattest land, but at a plateau made up of hard rock. Why? Because उसमें ऊपर का second order relief features have been eroded over the period of time. Getting it? So peninsular India, but we will not write this as a peninsular India because peninsular India is not a continent. इसमें example लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं. Peninsular India is just one part of the continent. If you want to make peninsular India together as a continent, फिर you will have to join South America, Brazil especially, Africa, India, Australia, and this is the first order relief feature which was present that time. Though now uska shape has changed, but the extent is, geographical location has changed, but the conditions are the same. On the first order relief features, जिसके ऊपर on the first order relief features are the second order relief features, and they are mountains. Getting it? So second order relief features. So if this is the first order relief feature, if this is our example, this is our continent, this will be the second order relief feature. क्या है? Mountains, hills, plateaus, plains. Will there be second order relief features inside the oceans? Yes. Inside the oceans, as we go, there is one of the deepest part of the ocean which is known as trench. After that, there are parallel hills in the oceans which are known as mid-oceanic ridge. After that, there are some of the top mountains on the oceans which sometimes come above the ocean floor, and हमें लगता है this is an island and we stay on the top, but actually it is a mountain. So these are the second order relief features which rise from the first order relief features, including the oceans. How these mountains are formed? Volcanoes. Right? Volcano में से molten magma will come, solidify. Next time it will come, solidify. So the layer upon layer will be built up, and thus there will be large scale second order relief features. Getting it? Trench, plate tectonics. That is, the two plates will collide. One, the plate which is heavier will go below, and then it will be formed. So ये और ये दो different है. This is a continental crust, this is oceanic crust. In reality, what is happening? This is what we see. In reality, which is more denser? Oceanic crust. Fine? So this is going below the continental crust. And this is what is happening inside the interior of the earth, and this is a trench. Only structure. Means there will be ocean basin throughout the world. Uska shape is going to change, uska boundaries are going to change, and over the period of time, uska location is going to change. But there will be ocean basin, nothing else. Fine? For example, see, imagine tomorrow, you have seen the other classroom of the other, near the Karol Bagh. What is the size of the classroom? 750 students can sit in that classroom at the same time. जो Pol Science वाला है. Fine? So tomorrow if UPSC decides to remove the optionals, fine? या फिर Pol Science के ऊपर geography जैसे ग्रहण लग गया. If there is an eclipse on Pol Science for some years, like geography, and there is a rise of anthropology, students will shift. Right? So what will happen? The first order relief feature, building is going to remain the same. In that, classroom will be divided into 3 different classrooms. But there will be first order relief features. Second order relief features will come in that classroom. There will be walls in the classroom which are going to separate. Getting it? So, but that ocean basins or the classroom is going to remain there. Getting it? Second order relief features are superimposed. Second order relief features are superimposed. No need of drawing in this. Second order relief features are superimposed on the first order relief features. On the first order relief features. Full stop. Some of the examples are mountains, plateaus, plains, mountains, plateaus, plains. On the continental landmass, and mid-oceanic ridges, comma, sea mounts This is an seam mount. A mountain which is of a lower height but parallel is known as ridge. So mid-oceanic ridge mount. Mid-oceanic ridges, sea mounts, are present on the ocean basins. Present on the ocean basins. Present on the ocean basins. Right? Now tell me why the mountain is being formed. Folding or faulting? Endogenetic, exogenetic? कौन सा है? Endo. Why mid-oceanic ridge is being formed? Volcanic activity. Volcanic activity is endogenetic, exogenetic? Endo. Anything that is coming from the earth. Volcano, does it fall from the sky or comes from the earth? Earth, endogenetic. Earthquake, endogenetic. So can I conclude that all the second order relief features will be formed due to endogenetic activities? Right? Whether it is mountains, plateaus or plains. Now, so is the Great Plains endogenetic or exogenetic? Great Plains, jahan pe hai, we are there. Exogenetic. So how can we conclude? Remember, second order relief features means those are formed due to endogenetic activities. Now there are some of the plains which are formed due to endogenetic activities also. Kaise plains banenge due to endogenetic activities? We don't have example of that in India. But take a case. This is a plain. Fine? This is our landform. And this landform is below the sea or below the water level. After some years comes the ice age. Pleistocene ice age jaisa ice age comes on the earth. What will happen? Water will get converted into ice. So because water get converted into ice, it will decrease. So as a result, the sea level will, when the ice is formed, sea level will fall down. If the ice is formed, the sea level will fall down. Why the sea level will fall down? Because our rivers will freeze. There will be no movement of anything. And when the sea level is going to fall down, aisa agar sea level niche chala gaya, then is this the plain now? So plain is caused due to submergence. It was submerged earlier. Now there is a fall in the sea level and we'll call this as immersed plain. Fine. So emergence is an example of endogenetic or exogenetic force. देखो अपने चार्ट में, it is an endogenetic force. So some of the plains are formed due to endogenetic also. We don't have any example in India of a plain which has formed due to endogenetic, due to emergence. Most of the plains are formed due to rivers depositing delta sediments and sediments over the period of time. That is due to exogenetic agents. But yes, but black soil is not a plain, it is a plateau. Deccan Plateau. We don't say Deccan Plains. Getting it? So, next point. The second order relief features. The second order relief features are mainly formed due to endogenetic forces, especially diastrophism, means extremely slow forces, especially diastrophism and volcanic activities. Though some second order relief features, such as plains may be caused, see this is controversial, may be आया, may be caused due to exogenetic agents. May be caused due to exogenetic agents. May be caused due to exogenetic agents. So Great Plain of India is an second order relief feature, but किससे बना है? Due to exogenetic agents. Now suppose if this is the Great Plains of India, fine, and in the Great Plains of India, river which is flowing has started to meander because it has become a flat land. So उसका speed decreased and उसमें curvature आ गया. This snake like flow of a river is known as meandering. As the river is going to meander, with the further decrease in the speed, the meandering will increase. And over the period, if the meandering will increase, these two channels of a river will touch each other. Getting it? It is touching each other. Now next time when the water is flowing through this channel, what the water will do, it will take the most shortest possible route. I am not showing here it is touching, I am showing here it is touching. The next time water will flow directly. So what will happen over the period of time? This part of a river will cut off and it will become a lake. We will call this as an oxbow lake. किसके ऊपर है? On the Great Plains. Then the river will go over the period, it will go into the sea, and then it will make a fan shaped feature when it enters the sea, and we will call this as a delta. One. Second scenario, this is a desert, and in the desert there is a greater speed of wind. You know the general law, if the speed is greater, erosion, if the speed decreases, deposition. Now the wind is flowing near the surface, and there is some kind of a rock or there is some kind of a grass in this position, and because of this the speed of the wind which is flowing here decreases. As the speed of the wind decreases, it will start depositing. Fine. Next time when the wind is flowing, because it has deposited, there is a friction, and again the speed of the wind will decrease and it will again deposit on the stone. Over the period of time, the deposition will increase and there will be a huge hill of sand which will be formed in this region, and you will call such things as sand dunes. Consider the third scenario. Again the same feature is applying, but there is some kind of a stone here, and now the glacier is flowing. As the glacier is flowing, it is encountering a resistance, and because of this, glacier is going like this. When the glacier is flowing, snow के अंदर large amount of stones are crushed and it is carried along with the glacier. जो भी sediments है, they are crushed by the glacier and they carry along. So over the period of time, these sediments will be deposited here. Now when the glacier melts, water हो जाता है, but the sediments remain in this region. And these sediments are known as, you will understand this, drumlins. I've just taken an example here. Oxbow lakes or lakes, river channels, meanders, delta, drumlins, sand dunes, eskers, ये जो छोटे छोटे relief features which we are going to study, they are all example of a third order relief features, not second order, third order. Continents, hills, plateaus, plains, and उसके ऊपर जो जो feature है, they are the third order relief features. Fine. So first order relief feature will be Asia, second order relief feature will be Himalayas, and third order relief feature will be Dal Lake or any kind of a lake that is found in this, or on the famous Oxbow Lake, Wular Lake, the largest freshwater lake in India. These are the third order relief features. Getting it? So can I 100% say that third order relief features are formed due to exogenetic forces? Yes. Second order relief features mainly due to endogenetic. We have written the word mainly, but this mainly word will not come in the third order relief features. Right? So third order relief features. This, can I continue? The smaller features which develop on the second order relief features which develop on second order relief features due to exogenetic agents. Due to exogenetic agents are known as third order relief features. Are known as third order relief features. The process of denudation, which includes both weathering and erosion. Both weathering and erosion are responsible for such lesser features. Such lesser features. Denudation, matlab weathering and erosion, is it a constructive or destructive? So can I say third order relief features are destructive landforms? Fine. Destructive does not mean कि हमें destruction कर रहा है कि नहीं. Remember, earthquake is constructive activity. Fine. Meandering etc. is a destructive activity. किसका destruction हो रहा है? Landforms का, not humans का. So don't consider कि earthquake तो हमें we die due to earthquakes. So how you can say it is a constructive activity? It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the earth crust. Fine. The crust is being destroyed and it is being deposited at some other place. Second important thing here is rocks of Himalayas are broken in the Himalayas, carried by the rivers and deposited in the Great Plains to make one of the most fertile soil. So the rocks, can I say, rocks are found at some other place and the deposition is occurring at some other place? Getting it? So such kind of a soil which is found with the parent rock means the original rock, at some other place while the soil is at some other place is known as a zonal soil. Not in that zone, it is away from the zone. Getting it? So the third order relief features, you will be writing two keywords here. They are destructive and depositional landform. Hamesha depositional landform is always destructive landform. Getting it? याद रखना, again I am saying, you will say how Great Plains of India are destructive landforms. इतना ज़्यादा population है यहाँ पे. Again not for humans. किसका destruction हो रहा है? Himalayas का. Fine? So the third order relief features are depositional landforms, or destructional landforms, or depositional or destructional landforms, or कोई भी एक वर्ड लिखना है एग्जाम में. आई एम गिविंग ऑल द थ्री वर्ड्स. Aggradational landforms or the aggradational landforms. Aggradation means collection. So layer upon layer of soil has been built up, collected, or aggradational landforms. These landforms have been carved. By external forces. Very slowly. By external forces, wind, water, etc. External forces, very slowly. And it has taken millions of years. For such landforms. And the last point in this is, remember, geomorphology is not the study of interior of the earth. Geomorphology is not the study of earth's crust. That is geology. Geomorphology is the study of mountains or river valleys, V-shaped valleys, etc. कुछ भी. So can I say geomorphology is nothing but the study of third order relief features mainly. V-shaped valley कब बनेगी, U-shaped valley कब बनेगी, valley etc. is what? Third order relief features. Why? Because if the river is flowing, then the river will be making the valley. So river, if it makes a V-shaped valley, it is a third order relief feature. It is found on the plains or the plateaus or on the mountains. That is on the second order relief feature. So that is the last point. The most important scope of geomorphology. The most important scope of geomorphology lies in studying and analyzing the third order relief features. In studying and analyzing the third order relief features, which was done by W.M. Davis, Penck, and last L.C. King. L.C. King. Davis, normal cycle of erosion. Penck rectified his normal cycle of erosion and said endogenetic and exogenetic forces apply simultaneously. L.C. King is the normal cycle of erosion of Davis, but studied in the desert regions, because Davis applied his normal cycle of erosion to the rivers, not to the deserts. Fine? So, अपने syllabus में polycyclic relief Davis, उसके बाद cycle of erosion Davis and Penck, and उसके बाद slope development and erosion surfaces जो है, उसमें main is L.C. King. And last to last year you had a question कि L.C. King की theory is nothing but sum of Davis and sum of Penck. दो मेन है. इफ यू अंडरस्टैंड डेविस एंड पेंग, किंग विंग्स बहुत आसान है. किंग ने क्या किया, जो पॉइंट्स ही लाइक्ड ऑफ डेविस ही टुक दैट, ही लाइक्ड ऑफ पेंग ही टुक दैट एंड मेड हिज ओन थियरी. गेटिंग इट? So second law of geomorphology is landform is an outcome of landform in an area, any area, landform in any area is an outcome of structure, process and time. Structure, process and time. Or means landform is an outcome of structure, process and time. उसके बाद और फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट किसने दिया था? डेविस ने. सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट डेविस का ही कंसेप्ट है बट चेंज बाय थॉर्नबरी. द सेकेंड स्टेटमेंट इज द एक्सटर्नल एजेंट्स ऑफ इरोजन, external agents of erosion act upon the earth to produce an produce an orderly sequence of landform. Orderly sequence of landform. Both the statements are same, meaning is same. So कोई भी अगर statement आता है, write a short note, the answer will be same. The only difference is first statement is very direct given by Davis, उसी को change किया Thornbury ने, and he said कि external agents will be acting. So processes will be acting to form orderly sequence of landform, and when we say orderly sequence means youth, mature and old age, and time also means youth, mature and old age. Getting it? So orderly sequence of a landform is important here. So take down, this is a famous Davisian concept. This is a famous Davisian concept. Famous Davisian concept of geomorphic cycles. Of geomorphic cycles in which landforms, just like living organism, landforms just like living organism passes through the stages of youth, mature and old age. Passes through youth, mature and old age. Mature and old age. Himalayas are young fold mountains, youthful fold mountains. Are Himalayas very steep? Yes. Aravallis are oldest fold mountains in the world, 600 million years ago. Fine. So are the Aravallis very, very low height mountains? So this is what happens in the youth. In the youthful stage, the height of the mountains or the height of the landform is very great. Slope बहुत ज़्यादा है, slope is very steep, and because the slope is very steep, any external agent, we'll take an example of river only because it is the most common external agent, will come down with great force. Because it is coming down with great force, remember yesterday's animation, big rocks were falling in the waterfall, and as the rocks are falling, they are not floating in the water. When the rocks are there in that region, this rocks, if this is a river ka valley, and if the river is coming down with a great speed, imagine this is a land region which is highly sloping, and if this is a river which is flowing, big rocks will be carried by the river because the region is very steep. But where will be these rocks? At the bottom. They will be floating they will not be floating in the water, they will be carried along the bottom. As they are being carried along the bottom, due to friction, they will rub the valley. And because they are rubbing the valley, they will become sharp. As they become sharp, they will start cutting the valley. And because they start cutting the valley, the depth of the valley will increase. Getting it? Everyone? But the shape of these rocks will no longer be rounded. The shape of the rocks will become very sharp, at least at the bottom. Getting it? How the rock is changing? Everyone? As the shape of the rocks, and the rock obviously because of friction it will get eroded. So what is going to happen over the period of time in the youthful stage, this valley will become very, very deep, and water now will be flowing at the depth of a valley. You will see this in the Himalayas. Valley is very deep. Uske side mein this is basically a mountain. This is basically a mountain. फिर हमारा रास्ता होता है यहीं कहीं, and therefore you hear the news, bus has fallen into a gorge, etc. This is a V-shaped valley. This is how V-shaped valley has been formed. But over the period of time, when the river will become very big and the rocks will be very small, because most of the rocks have been destroyed, the speed of a river will decrease because it has increased in the volume. As the speed of the river will decrease, the same river will be now carrying the smaller rocks in suspension. This river, because उसका speed has decreased, it will start depositing. So it has deposited. Because it has deposited at the bottom, अब पानी यहाँ से जाएगा. Water will flow along the sides. Getting it? Because this landform is present in water, chemical reactions will occur. Now erosion won't occur. What will occur is weathering of the rocks. And because of weathering, this valley ka sides will be weathered, or they will be destroyed. As of now, you just remember, and thus the valley will become broad but shallow. Over the period of time, this height will keep on increasing, and when the river is coming from here, iska height will keep on reducing, and the landform over the period of time will become smaller in height. So what does Davis say? Davis says that initially the height of the landform is greater in the form of mountains, fine, and over the period of time the height of the landform will be reduced, they will form plateaus, and ultimately it will be reduced to such an extent that it will be near the sea level, except that the mountain which is made up of the tough rocks, such tough rocks will not be destroyed and they will become a hill. So Davisian cycle is especially this. Initially there is a rise, and he will call this stage as youth. Then he will call next stage as mature, and last stage as old age. What will be, where will be the old age? Old age will be near to the sea level. And on the old age, most of the landform will be flat, except there will be some hills. And this hills, this entire landform is known as, in the Davis, is peneplain. This flat landform which has been formed was called by Davis as peneplain. If you have read NCERTs for prelims, NCERT has mentioned this word, peneplain. Fine. So what is a peneplain? A flat landform having rounded hills, small hills. So over the period of time, यही Thornbury ने कहा, there is an orderly sequence of the landform from youth, mature and old age. And ultimately, you are not supposed to draw this diagram. ये technically wrong diagram है, technically right diagram is different. We will draw that while doing the Davisian cycle. This is what is the technically right diagram. And it will be, you will not understand that diagram abhi, it will be highly complex. But this diagram is nothing but V-shaped valleys, U-shaped valleys, and then peneplain. Fine. This is the initial height of the landform, and ultimately this initial height of the landform will keep on reduce and become a peneplain. So this is how the diagram is. So no need of drawing a diagram, just we should know some of the examples. Right? Getting it? Any doubts here? This is your first lecture? You are understanding? Otherwise you will have to go through the previous lecture for the first fundamental law. क्या कौन है Davis, कौन है Penck, etc. So what is the final idea of the landform? Each and every landform which is at a greater height will be reduced to कौन से? Lower height, and that lower height will be determined by this blue line. What is this blue line? Sea level. कोई भी landform cannot be eroded below the sea level. Fine? ऐसे कभी नहीं हो सकता. There will be never a case कि we are living down and the sea is up. The landform can be eroded only up to a sea level, and the sea level therefore was referred as base level. But which base level? And who talked about the base level? Davis, inspired by his lecturer, Powell. Now, understand, 2012 से geography has become tough till last year. This year geography was very easy, people scored high marks. Why so? Because students used to prepare Davis and Penck and UPSC had stopped asking Davis and Penk. उसमें से one question used to come every year, but after that they used to ask something from the Davis and Penk. They were not asking you. You look at the question paper of the last 5 years, and they are asking you examine the different types of base levels. Same concept is there, Davis and Penk, but people prepare for the entire theory and not the smaller parts of the theory. Write a short note on peneplain. Compare peneplain and pediplain. Pediplain given by the Penk. कोई नहीं, some concepts are same. Penk कहता है no, hills will not be rounded, hills will be sharp. Nothing else. They are fighting, but the concepts are same. So that is why we find the subject tough. That is, you should not just prepare for the entire syllabus. You should know what are the micro points of the syllabus also, hidden points of the syllabus also. The same thing is happening even in the GS paper also, especially this year's prelims. They have stopped asking you about wetlands. Ramsar convention में जा रहे हैं. Fine. They have stopped asking you about pollutants. अब जा रहे हैं solid waste management rules में. So they are going into the hidden points of the syllabus. A good student prepares when he studies, prepares properly for the hidden and the actual syllabus. मतलब when you study, आप पूरा पढ़ के जाओ ना. Why कि ये hidden है, ये non hidden है, ये सब classes वालों ने complex बनाया. Means जो पूरा पढ़ के नहीं जाता, फिर वो insight या IS बाबा को follow करता है because वो post डालते हैं. They put a post कि these are the hidden topics of the syllabus. ऐसा नहीं, when you study wetland management rules, study Ramsar, there is nothing hidden in the syllabus. Syllabus is incomplete. They give just, if you see GS का syllabus of geography prelims, geography of India and world. If you look at environment का syllabus, environment, biodiversity and climate change, बस syllabus खत्म है. Fine. So there is nothing hidden in the syllabus. The only thing is, rather than focusing on entire, you have to focus only on the smaller parts. Why this is happening? Because the paper pattern has changed from 2013 till 2012. If you look at the past year question number 2 was of 60 marks. Question number 3 एक ही क्वेश्चन था 60 marks का. From 2013 question number 2 has A, B, C. 25, 15, 20. So when they have broken the topics into smaller subtopics, obviously we should be doing subtopics also. Getting it? पहले उसकी ज़रूरत नहीं थी. Now this is the demand, and it is easy because till 2012 when this was the era, there were 2 optionals. Now you have only 1 optional. So study that optional in detail. Otherwise, in 2017 also, we had geography ka topper having good marks. Average students also got good marks. My cousin also scored 352, All India 51st rank by the same second attempt. Fine, ऐसा नहीं कि सालों से prepare कर रहा था. Getting it? This year also we have, and you see 2017 was the toughest paper, but the marks of the students are higher. 2018 was the easiest paper. In last 10 years, marks of the students have decreased. So you should not worry about the toughness of the paper because UPSC का unsaid rule है, if the paper is tough, marks given are liberal. If the paper is easy, then good students worry, अरे paper क्यों easy आया? Paper should have been tough. Fine? Good students always want tough papers because then non-serious students are wiped out. Then scaling billing होता नहीं है. Fine? So we have one person who came for the crash course again. पिछले साल, when he did not attempt 60 marks in paper, his score was 302. Fine? This year, when he attempted entire paper of geography, his score is 232. He is in the state of shock because this was his best attempt, and when marks came, उसको 232 आया. And पिछले साल he did not take interview seriously. He started preparing for prelims, which 60 marks तो मैं optional में ही छोड़ आया हूँ. तो where I will get a interview call. He got optional में 302 marks. So वो कृष्णा का ये है कि don't believe in the results. बस prepare करते रहो till the time, because next year if he becomes a topper, I know he knows that he has done nothing extra. He has waited for his stars to get aligned and the results to come. But when he will come talk on the public forum and give interview, फिर वो फंडे देगा बड़े बड़े कि I have done this, I have done that, but nothing. The preparation has to be same. पास करो प्रीलिम्स को बस. Prelims is the difficult portion. You will not realize that till the time you write a prelims. अभी ऐसा लगता है prelims तो मेरा हो ही जाएगा. Mains answer writing is the issue. नहीं है ऐसा. Mains हो जाता है because answer writing में in GS there is no role of introduction conclusion. 100 words में लिखना है, कहाँ introduction कहाँ conclusion. Fine. Points में ही आपको लिखना है. Optional में completing the paper has become a challenge rather than so. Getting it? Now you have shifted from philosophy. The same issue you faced, the same issue she has faced when she shifted from philosophy. Because philosophy का paper 1 is very easy. क्यों? क्योंकि Western philosopher thinkers हैं and they are logical. Indian philosophy paper 2, if they go deep, वैसे इंडिया की philosophy I have not yet understood because Upanishad says something else, Ramayana says something else, Mahabharata says something else, and if they start going into deep, nobody understands that. Getting it? So not just prepared for Davis and Peng, prepared for Powell base level, prepare for Salisbury, prepare the laws. Laws में entire geomorphology is understood. उसके बाद तो printed notes से ही काम हो जाता है. But these laws are very very important. So in the youthful, next paragraph, in the youthful stage, the landform is steep and hence erosion dominates, resulting into formation of features such as deep and narrow V-shaped valleys such as gorges and canyons. Deep and narrow V-shaped valleys such as gorges and canyons. Gorges, canyons. Example, commonly found in Himalayas. Example, सबसे important इंडिया के लिए, which state? हिमाचल प्रदेश. शिपकिला यहाँ पे, वहाँ पे नाथुला. कौन सी रिवर एंटर करती है थ्रू शिपकिला पास? रिवर सतलज. If this is the river Satluj, it cuts Himalayas here and enters India through a pass which is known as Shipkila Pass in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Fine. As the next point, as the height of the landform decreases, the erosional capacity of external forces decrease, giving rise to convexo-concave, giving rise to a convexo-concave, featureless surface, which Davis called as peneplain. Davis called as peneplain. Right? Why we have written the word convex or concave? Because it is concave from here and it is convex from here. Therefore, convex or concave. Just don't look at the hills. Otherwise, you will get confused. It is concave, convex. Concave, convex. किसी भी region में, for example, if you take a road from here till Agra or from here till Jaipur, कभी भी रास्ता flat नहीं होगा, ऊपर नीचे होगा, because this is a peneplain, a convex or concave. Getting it? Next. The formation of a featureless flat peneplain. See, in geography, flat means convex or concave. No land can be flat. Fine? It will always be undulating. ऊपर नीचे होगा ही. The formation of featureless flat peneplain depends upon dynamic interaction of structure process and time. Dynamic interaction of structure, process and time. That is, a landform is an outcome of structure, process and time. Next point. Structure. Next paragraph. The structure. Includes arrangement of the rocks, comma, shape as well as mineral composition of the rocks, comma, nature of the rocks in the form whether the rock is compact or jointed whether it is a rounded rock, compact rock या उसमें joints है, full stop. Structure also includes folds, faults, etc. Whether it is formed due to folding, whether it is formed due to faulting, etc. Because if the rock is formed due to folding, for example Himalaya, are formed due to folding, so intense will be the pressure on the rocks कि most of the rocks will become metamorphic. There are three kinds of rocks, general studies: igneous rocks formed due to volcanic activities, sedimentary rocks formed due to external agents, sediments are deposited over the period of time, and third kind of rock which is formed due to extreme pressure or heat. बहुत ज़्यादा pressure के बाद and heat के बाद, that is even after extreme pressure and heat, if the rock is not destroyed, There is change in the mineral composition of the rocks. Ki koila becomes diamond, and diamond is very hard. Fine. This rock is become known as metamorphic. Coal, after extreme heat, becomes diamond. That is what is known as metamorphic. Getting it? So most of the metamorphic rocks, सिर्फ इतना याद रखना for further concepts and even for GS, most of the metamorphic rock are very hard, very tough rocks. You will take an example of metamorphic rock, anthracite. You take second example of metamorphic rock, diamond. You take third example of a metamorphic rock, graphite, but it is not that hard, जो pencil में होता है. Fourth example, marble. इसलिए घर बनाते हैं marble से. We never make houses of sedimentary rocks, except even if you are in northwest India. Northwest India, western UP, हरियाणा, पंजाब, दिल्ली, यहाँ पे ही sedimentary rocks के घर मिलेंगे. For example, buildings will be made up of sandstone. Sandstone is sedimentary rock. So, if you have a very general idea, where do we find igneous or basaltic rock? Peninsular India. Where we find metamorphic rock? Peninsular India. Where we find sedimentary rocks? North India. So इससे आपके हिस्ट्री के क्वेश्चंस भी बहुत आसानी से हो जाते हैं. रेड सैंडस्टोन कहाँ पे यूज होगा? मुगल आर्किटेक्चर में, बिकॉज इट इज फाउंड हियर. फाइन. If you go to Hampi temples, Ajanta, Ellora, or any of this region, you will find black rock, basalt. Getting it? If you go to Jaipur, etc. region, you will find marble. Why? Because it is found over there. You just have to understand kahan metamorphic rock is found in India. Peninsular India will have marble. This region will have sandstone. Fine? And to some extent marble also. Kyun? Because यहाँ पे बारिश कम है. And therefore there is less danger of your house getting destroyed. If you make a house of sandstone in Peninsular India, in Kerala or in some other region, it will be destroyed in 2-3 rains. Yeah, sandstone is made up of sand particles joining together. There will be gap, पानी टपकेगा घर से. So it is generally very flat. Getting it? Fine? So these are some of the basic concepts. ये सब किस में आता है? This is in the structure. How is the structure of the rocks? Then the next thing is process. Process includes both endogenetic and exogenetic forces. Process includes both endogenetic and exogenetic forces. But you tell me, geography is study of endogenetic forces more or exogenetic? Exogenetic. So we will be mainly concerned with exogenetic forces. Full stop के बाद the external forces are regulated by, why is the water coming down from the rivers from greater height to lesser height? क्यों आ रहा है? What is the force? Slope. And slope के ऊपर क्यों नहीं रह रहा है? Because gravity is pulling it down. Fine. Why the wind is flowing from high pressure to low pressure? Gravity. Why the glaciers are coming down? So external forces are regulated by gravity. And जितना ज़्यादा slope, उतना stronger the gravity will act, and it will be pulled down. And when they are coming down at a greater speed, they will erode more. So the external forces are regulated by gravity. External forces are regulated by gravity, which causes movement of the materials on the surface of the earth, which causes movement of the materials on the surface of the earth in the form of rivers, on the surface of the earth in the form of rivers, glaciers, समंदर में in the sea does gravity play an important role in the movement of sea water? High tide, low tide, tides, and if high tide will come and hit the rock on the coast, rocks will break. Tides, etc. etc. फुल स्टॉप के बाद this movement causes this movement causes denudation. You already know now what is denudation, फिर से बार बार लिखने की जरूरत नहीं. weathering and erosion, denudation, and this materials or sediments, don't write materials, and these sediments are then transported from higher height to lower height, are transported from higher height to lower height. Which causes reduction of relief. Which causes reduction of relief. Don't draw this diagram abhi. I'll first explain you how we are going to draw this diagram. See, this is the zone jahan pe erosion is going to occur and denudation, but the materials will flow down due to gravity, and after flowing down due to gravity, this materials will be deposited here. So over the period of time, this we will call it as a zone of deposition. But when these materials are being deposited here, what will happen to this? Iska height will decrease. Iska height will decrease. Iska height will further decrease. Getting it? And now draw the diagram. And thus, क्या बन रहा है? A mountain has now become a peneplain, convexo concave. Can I continue? No? Now, what is going to determine कि यहाँ पे erosion होगा कि नहीं? River, glaciers, etc. Rivers and glaciers are determined by a single factor that is known as climate. If the climate is dry, there will be no rivers, no glaciers, and thus the mountain will stand. It won't be eroded. Wind does not have that much power of erosion. Getting it? But if the climate is rainy, mountains will be easily eroded. If there are glaciers or ज़्यादा eroded. Fine? So, next point. The nature and the intensity of the geomorphic processes. The nature and the intensity of the geomorphic processes intensity, nature and intensity, कितना ज़्यादा intense of the geomorphic processes is determined by climatic factors. Because climate में सब कुछ आ जाता है, vegetation सब कुछ is determined by the climatic factors, which includes both present as well as past climatic conditions. याद रखना, present is key to the past, not just nowadays का climate. What was there climate 1 lakh years ago also will determine present and past climatic conditions. Climatic conditions. And last, time. Temporal factor or time. Temporal factor or time plays an important role. Because climate or processes as well as the position of the continents and the landforms change with time. Continents and the landforms change with time. But Davis overemphasized on time as the most important factor. Overemphasized on time as the most important factor. And hence was criticized by subsequent geomorphologists. Full stop. पहले ये समझो, फिर मैं बताऊंगा why. See, for the landform of the extent of Himalayas to get converted into the features such as Great Plains, Himalayas to get converted into Great Plains, उसके लिए 1 साल नहीं, 1 लाख साल नहीं, millions of years is required. Getting it? Then only the highest mountains such as Himalayas will be converted into the Great Plains. But in that millions of years, some new mountains will be created somewhere else. So what we will find is peneplain will not exist uniformly. मतलब Davisian concept कि if the time is there, entire earth will become flat, ऐसे कभी नहीं होगा. If Himalayas are destroyed, some other mountain will come at some other place. Getting it? That is why time was criticized. Davis को अगर पूछा out of structure, process and time, what do you rate at most important? Davis says time. Every landform will be reduced. Subsequent geomorphologists say time is not an important concept because continents itself will keep on shifting their position. Right now also, as our lecture is going on, this year we have discovered in the January itself that Earth's magnetic field is shifting. Why magnetic field is shifting? Wait for 2-3 lectures. Magnetic field is shifting because the continents are changing the position very fast. And whenever the continents are changing the position very fast, you come to know in India through earthquakes. Continent has shifted means earth is shaking. That is why earthquakes. What we have recorded last year we have recorded Delhi has experienced earthquake after every 8 minutes. After every 8 minutes there has been earthquake in Delhi. The only thing is we humans have not experienced because we cannot experience seismic tremors which are below 3 in the Richter scale. Last year we have experienced another thing. A part of Gujarat and Maharashtra has experienced earthquakes continuously. इतना ज़्यादा कि that earthquake came in groups 1 घंटे बाद That means India is fast changing its position. And what they have predicted in this 2-3 years, they have predicted there will be one massive earthquake in Himalayas. It will be so big that it may destroy Nepal. Why? Because pressure is building up. India has started moving, pressure is building up, but because Asian plate is resisting Indian plate, India is not able to go. But there will be a point where the Asian plate ka rocks will no longer be able to resist and they will break. As soon as they break, India will shift. As soon as India will shift, we all will shake. Getting it? So time is not an important factor. What is the most important factor? What do you think is the most important factor? Structure या process? क्या? Process, if you consider, there is a process, a rock, there is a climate, but process, rainfall is going to occur, that is a process. I keep two things, iron, rock which contains maximum iron versus rocks which contains maximum limestone, which will get eroded fast. Limestone. Kyun? Iron is having tough structure. Even if I keep two rocks, both of iron, one is pura rounded rock, the other is having joints. Which is going to get eroded first? Joints. क्योंकि पानी joints के अंदर जाएगा, water will go inside the joints, it will rust the rocks. Due to rusting, gap will increase, and thus weathering will be fast. So what is the most important factor? Neither process nor time, but structure. That is why at some point Aravalis have not yet been eroded. Fine? That is, as soon as you go cross Delhi and come near Jaipur, you will find mountains ka height increasing. If you cross Ajmer, the height increases again. And once you cross Ajmer, the height is very great. Matlab Mount Abu tak height is very high. And no doubt, when the geomorphologists discovered, went there and studied, that contains copper, Khetri copper mines. That contains India's largest copper mine is in Rajasthan. That contains silver, metallic mineral. That contains iron. Fine? Those rocks. इसीलिए उनका height has not been destroyed. So what has happened? Time is not important. Aravalis सब जगह same था. But why this Aravalis has been destroyed? कि आज हम Aravalis के ऊपर खड़े हैं, we don't realize. हमें लगता है we are in a part of Great Plains, because this part of Aravalis is mostly made up of chalk, sedimentary rock. The other part of the Aravalis is mostly made up of metallic minerals. Fine? Why Ajanta and Ellora has not yet been destroyed? Black basalt. Basalt is having black color because of the dominance of iron. Fine? Iron, metallic mineral is present in that, and therefore such old temples which were much before the Christian era began are still present. अगर यही किसी और चीज से बनाते, it would have been easily destroyed. Fine? Though climate also plays an important role. For example, forts were present in ancient medieval India in both peninsular India, Western Ghats पे, Maharashtra में, Karnataka में, as well as in Rajasthan. But that region has got heavy rainfall. वहाँ पे आज कोई किला नहीं है. Most of the forts have been destroyed, and the palaces are still present in Rajasthan. But most important is structure. Fine? So that is the point. Because for the Davisian concept of time to be important, the Davisian concept of time to be important, concept of time to be most important, उसका importance time पे था. Earth's crust has to be stable. Earth's crust has to be stable. Which is very far away from reality. Earth crust is never stable. वो हमेशा change होता रहता है. In geomorphology, the law is the only thing that is permanent is What is the law? थोड़ा philosophical statement है, but it is a geomorphological law. The only thing that is permanent is change. The only thing that is permanent is change, which shows that endogenetic and exogenetic processes will act continuously changing the landform, and hence for Davis to be correct, there has to be no change. There has to be no change. There has to be no change, which is not possible in the dynamic Earth surface. Possible in the dynamic Earth surface. Continuous creation है, destruction है, dynamic Earth surface. Getting it? So time is not there. Davis to be correct, mountain वैसे के वैसे ही रहना चाहिए. India should not move. But Davis is incorrect because even though external forces are destroying Himalayas, endogenetic forces are increasing the height of the Himalayas. Fine? And इसलिए third important law of geomorphology. This has again been your past year question. Is geological structure is a dominant control factor in the evolution of landforms. Evolution of the landforms, and is reflected in them. So what does the third law says? It is against Davisian idea. The most important concept is structure. अब खुद से लिख सकते हो? कैसे लिखोगे इसको? How will you write? Introduction में you should criticize Davis. कि Davis thought that time is the most important factor, but rather than time, geomorphologists now universally agree that structure is the most important factor. Then define what is the structure. So structure मतलब not just shape of the rocks etc. सब कुछ of the rocks, whether it is metallic, non-metallic, whether folding has operated, whether it is metamorphic or sedimentary. Fine. And then you have to take an examples. For example, if the rock is tough, then no matter what geological processes have operated on them, whatever the climate has changed, rain or glaciers or winds, such rocks will not be eroded very easily. Such rocks are known as the hard rocks. So they will take millions of years to get eroded. In the regions where there are soft rocks, they will get very easily eroded. Why are the waterfalls formed? In the mountains, most of the mountains will have volcanic activities. So for example, if this is a mountain, in the mountains due to something, metamorphism या volcanic activity, there is an alternate band. The shading wala rock is a hard rock and then there is a soft rock. So if this is a region, this is a soft rock, this is a hard rock, this is soft rock, this is a hard rock. When the river is flowing through a mountain, it comes into the contact with the hard rock which is not easily eroded, and then it comes to the soft rock and it is flowing like this. But this soft rock will keep on getting eroded. Fine? And the hard rock will not be easily eroded. So when the soft rock gets eroded or weathered, ये हाइट डिक्रीज हो जाएगी. This height has decreased. So over the period of time, this water will fall down from the great height. It will flow. It will encounter a brief here. फिर इसको अंदर से काटेगी. How? We'll see that in the process. And then again, यहाँ पे भी over the period of time there will be formation of waterfalls. And this is how waterfall is formed due to alternate arrangement of the or alternate erosion of the hard and the soft rocks. So what is most important is the structure. Getting it? Why agriculture is possible in the Great Plains of India? Structure. Why agriculture is not that remunerative in the Peninsular Plateau? Structure, except in the regions of black soil. Fine? Getting it? Because यहाँ की soil is soft, alluvial soil. राजस्थान में farmer suicide नहीं है, but Karnataka, Maharashtra and Andhra has farmer suicide. Water is not there and structure is also not there. Why water is not there? Structure. Whatever the rainfall that falls in this region, because of the softness, it goes below and stays as a groundwater. So irrigation is possible. वहाँ पे whatever the rainfall that falls, because it is a hard rock, it does not go below. It will fall and go into the sea, and therefore tube well irrigation is not possible. Getting it? Now that is a different case. Ki in India, so much extraction of a groundwater is there that water level has fallen, but that is our mistake. That is not nature ka mistake. Fine? In Punjab also you don't get water up to the height of 25 feet. But come to Maharashtra, you don't get water even at the depth of 400 feet. The boring person comes and he digs a bore well. He digs it deeper, 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 charges 1 lakh rupees. And when the farmer then realizes कि पानी नहीं है वहाँ पे, then his entire 1 lakh rupees is gone. Already there is no profit in agriculture. You must be reading about the drought in peninsular India. Last year Maharashtra, this year Tamil Nadu, next year we don't know where, maybe Karnataka has, or Telangana or Andhra. There will be droughts. And all the farmers are going to waste 1 or 2 lakh rupees in searching for the water. That is not the case in Punjab. Punjab में हाथ डालो पानी है. Fine? Why? Soft rock structure. Getting it? इतना ज़्यादा पानी है कि they want to do over agriculture, and in the doing over agriculture they are using more insecticide and pesticide and causing a different problem, groundwater pollution. But water is there. Getting it? So next. This is a major criticism. This is a major criticism of Davisian school, which overemphasized on stage or time. Which overemphasized on stage or time. Stage and time is the same. Getting it? Which overemphasized on stage or time. Numerous studies have proved the importance of process and structure. In the development of the landforms. Next paragraph. The structure of the rocks. यहाँ पे थोड़ा we will elaborate the structure because the question is on the structure only. The structure of the rocks is determined by endogenetic forces, not both. Is determined by the endogenetic forces such as faults, mineral composition, as well as chemical properties of the rocks. Next point, structure also includes presence or absence of joints, comma, size of the rocks. See, this is also very important. Smaller rocks will be destroyed. Size of the rocks, comma, slope of the rocks. ये सब स्ट्रक्चर में आता है. Slope of the rocks, as well as hardness of the minerals present in the rocks. Hardness of the minerals present in the rocks. Hardness of the minerals present on the rocks. Next point. Based on the structure, rocks are classified into hard or resistant rocks, and soft or non-resistant rocks. Soft or non-resistant rocks. अब देखो आपको आंसर में क्या लिखना है पता है. स्ट्रक्चर से प्रोसेस पे आ जाओ. जियोमॉर्फिक प्रोसेस विल नॉट बी अफेक्टिंग दिस रॉक्स and this will be affecting this rocks. Even the slope, even if the rock is same, slope includes structure also. Imagine the rock is same. This is slope. Structure, this is one structure. This rock will be eroded. Fine? This rock will also be eroded. But the eroded material from here, due to gravity, will run down and it will be deposited here. Getting it? So the height of this rock will be lowered. Because of this transportation, the eroded material has moved down due to gravity. It has exposed a new layer of rock for further erosion. On the other hand, due to deposition, it has protected the lower rock from below. Getting it? So over the period of time, this rock will be eroded more और यहाँ पे कोई फर्क नहीं होगा. Because whatever the eroded material है, it will be deposited, and due to deposition, it will protect the lower rocks. And here, due to transportation, the new layer of the rock will be exposed every time, and thus there will be further and further erosion. Getting it? So that also includes structure. So we classify resistant and non-resistant, and then the geomorphic processes, even if they are same or different, they will act differently. This rock will be lesser eroded, this will be more eroded, so this will become peneplain and this will remain at a greater height. And therefore, irrespective of the time, ये flat रहेगा and ये youthful stage में ही रहेगा. So stage is not important. What is important is process and structure. But what is the most important is structure. Getting it? So next. The geomorphic processes will act differently. The geomorphic processes will act differently on the rocks having different structures. On the rocks having different structures. In a sense that resistant rock, that the resistant rock will be weathered very slowly while a non-resistant, while a soft rock, don't write non-resistant, while a soft rock will be weathered or eroded quickly, will be weathered or eroded quickly. Next point. Which geomorphic processes act on the rocks? Act on the rocks is also determined by the structure. Is also determined by the structure. For example, limestone or calcium rich rocks, is a hard rock in dry climatic conditions. While it is a very weak rock, in hot and humid climatic conditions. Understood this? Very simple. The peninsular plateau, which is one of the oldest rocks in the world, and hence termed sometimes as, don't write sometimes, as shield. Shield matlab dhal in Hindi. One you used to protect yourself from the sword in the battle. Shield. Peninsular plateau is an example of shield. World mein there are only few shields. One is Australia, one is Peninsula, one is Africa, one is Brazil, and other is Canada and Siberia. These are the major shields of the world. Matlab these are the oldest rocks of the world, which is termed as shield. Shows an evidence of dominance of metallic minerals, which are highly resistant to erosion and hence rivers flow sluggishly, matlab very slow pace through shallow valleys, very slowly through shallow valleys. Oxbow lakes are dominating in North India, not in Peninsula. Why? Because North India has soil and therefore river can easily erode and change uska course. But in Peninsular India, you will find most of the rivers flowing in a more or less meandering manner. Why? Because water does not have power to erode the rocks. यहाँ पे water can erode sedimentary rocks. यहाँ पे rock is metamorphic. Getting it? On the other hand, the Himalayan rivers form deep V-shaped valleys, carry huge sediment load, and forms numerous oxbow lakes and meanders. Forms numerous oxbow lakes and meanders. Not your class. Oxbow lakes and meanders due to soft strata. Due to soft strata. Strata or soft rocks. Strata means nothing but layer of the rocks. But chalo, you can write the rocks also. Fine. Understood this? Conclusion. Thus, structure and processes interact. Structure and processes interact to give shape to the landforms. 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 But even process dominating on the landform, even the process dominating on the landform is determined by the structure. Is determined by the structure, and hence structure plays the most important role. And structure plays the most important role. See, there structure plays the most important role. See, there are numerous examples. कैसे numerous examples? Soft rocks have got folded. Fine. Hard rock has not got folded. Again, the soft rocks have got folded. Relatively soft. ये सब relative की बात है. And इसलिए we have Tibetan plateau, which is located between the Himalayas. Leh Ladakh plateau, which is located between the Himalayas, because it is a hard rock. बाकी का soft rock has become folded. Getting it? I'll stop here. Many students are coming because I have another lecture at 5. There is a test discussion. We'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow there is no lecture, so we'll continue till 5 o'clock.